गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती नामिने। श्रीवार्षमानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धे कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्जल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानंद भक्तिदा श्री गौरा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ते दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तत्वान्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्ते विप्रलम्बालसाम्भोधे आगाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावरायते। गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महाधन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरविषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतोत्मङ्गो मानमन्दरमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वापदां भोजो राधामदनमोहनं दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाद श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो पृष्ठादिविसेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षं वेणुसुनेर्गोपी गोपीनाथः नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. I am feeling very honored to welcome each and every one of you, especially our most dear revered Maharaj. So, my duty here is to introduce Maharaj. Before that, I would like to recite a verse from Padyavali. The verse goes like this: Aho aho bher nakaler vidhuyate सुधा सुधारां मधुरं पदे पदे दिने दिने नवचन्दन चन्द्र शीतले यशो यशोदातनयस्य गीयते. In this particular verse, the author wants to say that this Kali Yuga is full of so much fault. It is like scorching heat. We are having, so many fights actually, if you see in our lives. It is a scorching heat, full of miseries. Like Krishna says, Dukhalaya Mashashvatam. But there is one personality who is not going through this heat. He is actually having pleasure. And who is that? Yasho Yashoda Tanayasya Giyate, that person who is singing the glories of Yashodanandan Krishna. So a person who is hearing to that glories and who is singing those glories, they are those people who are not suffering in the heat of Kali Yuga. So today our Maharaj, he is going to fill us with such nectar. That's why I welcome all of you. It is my honor. And speaking about Maharaj, his name, suffices. It is a summary of his qualities. His name is Bhakti Padma Saurabha Pracharaka Swami Maharaj. Right? So he is actually going to give us that, Bhakti Padma Saurabha. He is going to give us. So Maharaj, I welcome you on behalf of the entire team. Apart from this, we have our chief guest. I will introduce him in detail later on after the class. So, welcome everybody once again.
Great. So, very happy to see all of you. We have been holding the youth programs for many, many years. But most of the youth programs were in Hindi language. So, but we were trying to do something in English so that the intellectual class of youth would join our programs. So it's the first in that endeavor, and it's going to happen every month. And so the topic is, let me enter the topic because we're very late today, starting the class. We're going to have a very brief talk, not an elaborate talk, but very thought-provoking. The topic is war for peace, peace for war. War for peace and peace for war. So somebody was asking me what should be the topic, and I was not giving the topic because no topic was coming to my mind. Reduce the sound. So no topic was coming to mind. The pressurizing going to make the handout has to be made, advertisement has to be made, give some topic. So then it was something about war because war is going on. India-Pakistan war was going on. So something about war is the latest topic. Then I remembered a book. I don't know which book it was. It was available in my college. One of my friends brought that book. The book title was War. The title was War. And it was written by a Chinese author who translated it into English. It was a Chinese book translated into English. So then I took that book and I started reading the book. It was about different wars which had happened in the past. Of course, the content of the book I don't remember anything because it talks about many wars. But one thing which I remembered from the book is a statement, very interesting statement which I always remember, and it's applicable universally. The statement is, while in war, prepare for peace. And while in peace, prepare for war. Very interesting statement. That shows war is an integral part of life. Individual, family, a society, as a state or a nation, or the whole world, the whole universe. What is constantly going on is war. So you just cannot avoid war. Either you are doing war for peace or you are preparing for war in peace. Since war is the only subject matter for the entire existence. And to expect peace in this world is an utopian ideology. There's never been peace in this world, right from the dawn of creation until today. Whether there's a war going on within your heart, within your house, within a society, within the nation, between the nations, between the universes, the whole cosmic world is filled with just war. Recently, there was one WhatsApp message which I received. India was celebrating the victory of war. Everywhere, we won, Operation Sindoor, and so many air bases in Pakistan were destroyed. It was a big celebration. Kudos to our armed personnel, the Air Force did their job, and it's a big celebration throughout India. So there was one video when there's a Pakistani lady, or some, I don't know who it may be, she was saying, don't celebrate war. Don't celebrate war. War should not be celebrated. So on the bottom part of the video, one person, an intelligent person, he told, who said we should not celebrate war? In our religion, Hindu religion, every celebration is for a war. It is Diwali, celebration for war. Dashera, celebration for war. You name a festival, it is all nothing but celebration of war. The war itself is a celebration, war itself is a festival, war itself, the victory of war itself is a festival. Even a defeat itself is another festival because you are preparing for another war. So, fighting between war or two units, that's called war. And this has been an eternal principle. And celebrating victory over evil in a war, that's actually festival. So you just cannot avoid war because there is always evil existing in this world. And the evil has to be destroyed. How can the evil be destroyed without war? So war is an eternal activity which is going to happen in all the stratas of existence, in everybody, in every individual's heart. And the war is always between the good and the bad, the right and the evil, the divine and the evil. So this world, material world, is designed in such a way that there is evil in this world always. And there is always divine, there is also divine in this world. So when there is evil and divine, naturally there will be conflict. And there will be a war. There just cannot be any compromise between evil and divine. There cannot be any compromise between good and bad. When there is no compromise, then naturally there is going to be war. Because everybody wants to show their predominance. I am predominating over you. So there is a tendency in everyone to predominate. And now the evil has this tendency to predominate. The divine doesn't have a tendency to predominate. But if you allow the evil to predominate, then people will suffer. So the good or the divine has to take part in the war in spite of it not desiring it. It is not that we are encouraging war, but you cannot live without it. You have to fight it. If you don't, if the divine or the good doesn't take part in the war, then there will be no good existing in this world. There will be suffering around in this world. So the problem in this world is the so-called good people, they think war is bad. That is the problem. And they also say that this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is encouraging war. So that is a terrorist book. And there was a court case. There was a court case in Russia. Somebody put a court case that you should ban the study of Bhagavad Gita because Bhagavad Gita is a textbook of war, where their God is encouraging war. And we want peace. That means that these people who are spreading the message of Bhagavad Gita, they are encouraging war, which is against our religion, which is peace. And we want Bhagavad Gita to be banned, otherwise there will be constant war in this world. So they went to the court. Then somehow the judge was very intelligent. And he ruled out their proposition because he knew that the war which with Krishna, because according to him it is our God, which is professing, is to fight against evil. It's a fight against evil. And the war against evil. The war against evil is the actual good thing in this world. In spite of you being very good, and if you are not strong enough to fight a war against the evil, what is the use of being good? So this is what Chanakya told. Many times people say that the this land, this country, which is so rich, full of knowledge, full of opulence, full of bravery, and all these things, in spite of all this varnashrama dharma, the Vedic religion, culture, so much, being so powerful, why is it so that this country was ruled by the Western forces for more than 1,000 years? What is the reason for it? The only reason is we thought war is evil. Chanakya told that. You don't think war is evil, especially in the places where the kings were ruling, the Hindu kings were ruling very righteously in Afghanistan, in that area, the borders with Iran and Iraq and Persian, with the Persia. Chanakya told them, be careful. You be always ready for war. And don't allow these evil people to enter on the name of asylum. Evil enters into you on the name of asylum. So don't allow them, because if you allow them on the name of your goodness, that goodness will become your weakness. On the name of dharma, because dharma says if somebody takes your asylum, you should give Sārathi. But be careful, don't give Sārathi, Sharan to whom? To the evil. So he told specifically, but still told, no. We want peace with them. They have come for begging shelter. We want peace. What happened? Over a span of just 50 years, a handful of just few hundred people had come. And what they did, they created within 50 years. The whole country, there's barbarism everywhere, barbaric. All the powerful Buddhist monks who just with their meditation had created wonderful tunnels to stay, they were stabbed from behind, they were killed, they were kicked out. The only reason is they thought war is evil. Somebody says knife is bad, but the knife in the hand of doctor is required. The problem is not with the wife who has a knife, that is the problem. The problem is not with the war. Who is powerfully fighting the war? For what purpose are you fighting the war? That is important. So, the first thing which happened, the moment of creation was done. We know, according to our scriptures, the first created being is Brahma. But it is not spoken. Along with Brahma, there were two demons who also took birth. They came from the earlobes of Vishnu. One was Madhu, another was Kaitava. So these two were the personification of evil. What can be more evil than trying to kill your own father? These people, they came to know we were born from the Lord. We appeared. He created us. Immediately they thought we want to kill him. We want to kill God. And they thought, how I can kill God? We have to fight with him. He has to fight with us. So did tapasya. The Lord appeared. And then the Lord told, what you want? Then these two, Madhu and Kaitava, they asked three boons. Number one, you had to fight with us. There should be a war between both of us. What a boon. Huh? You worshipped me, you did tapasya, meditated on me. You are asking that I should fight with you. There should be a war. Okay, there will be a war. Let us have a war. Then these two told that to fight with you, you should give the power to us. Huh? Just you go and ask your enemy, I want to fight with him. You say, yes, I will fight. You give me the gun so that I can shoot you. What is this? So they told, oh God, you had to give the power to us so that we can fight with you. We can have a wage of war with you. They said, okay, I'll give you strength also. I give all the power to you so that we can fight. Now these people told, this God is going to kill us now. The war. So we need what? another bow, so that we can be saved from not being killed. So what is the thing? They thought, let us do one thing. In this world is nothing else other than earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and falsification. The whole world is nothing but filled with material things. There is only matter everywhere, nothing else other than matter. There is nothing called spiritual. There is only matter existing. That's called atheism. So the atheists, atheistic philosophy, now it has taken shelter of the modern science now to propagate itself. So that atheism has got these three principles. Kill God, that means no God. Number two, to kill God, to prove that no God doesn't exist, they use the intelligence given by God. So Madhu and Kaitava for what? Give us the power to kill you. Number three, the modern science, what is it accept? Is nothing else in this world other than matter. There is nothing called spirit. When there is nothing called spirit, there is nothing called spiritual. So why spiritual? Like it's utopia. It's just a mental speculation that something called spirit, everything is there. Just matter. In this world, nothing exists other than matter. So these are the three principles which were followed, which were accepted by the atheistic people. So the same atheism was actually originally started by Madhu and Kaitava. Ultimately, what happened? There's a big fight between Krishna and Madhu and Kaitava. There's a big fight, of course. Jamban was there in that war, watching that war. Oh, wonderful. He was encouraging Krishna. And ultimately, Krishna took Madhu and Kaitava on his thighs and then killed. So, Madhu and Kaitava and Krishna's thighs, they are spiritual. That is why there is no existence of earth, water, fire, air, ether, anything in this. That's how the whole creation started. It started with a war. And after that, what happened? You will find gods everywhere. Demigods, devatas, and then danavas. The constant wars. So one time there is a war, the devatas become victorious. Other time there is a war, and there is the demons become victorious. In this way, constantly there is a fight between good and evil in the right from dawn of creation, and even in the demigods' planets, there are constant fights between them. And even in the earthly planets, there is constant fight between two sections. Within the earthly planet, you'll find every house there is a fight. Now, tell me one house. Tell me one house, one home in this planet where there is no fight has happened. There is no war between two brothers, sisters, husband, wife, father, son. Something or other, fight is always there, constant it is there. One of the lawyers was telling me that in India there are around 5 crore cases pending in all the courts put together. 5 crores cases are pending. And most of the civil cases, 70% of them, they are the fight between family members, especially between brothers. Two brothers, they went to a court to fight, and then they wanted to find out that whose property, how much property belongs to me, how much property belongs to them. The property was worth only 10 lakhs, but they spent more than 20 lakhs on the lawyer to find the court. And after many years, they don't even know where the property exists. So that is the situation. They just fighting for the sake of fighting. So this is how wars are existing right throughout. And war is not a taboo, and it is an integral part of every life in every phase of time, on all civilizations. Not only that, if you see from another point of view, war is something which everybody likes to watch. Everybody likes to watch. Nobody, a person, when India and Pakistan war was going, everybody is watching, which what missile is going, is going. All the news channels, just they're talking about war, nothing else. Because that gives most TRP for them. What to speak of that? When you're going on the road, you find there are a group of people just accumulated there. You get out from your car to find out curiosity, find what's happening there. You go and see that there are two people who are having a war. And all are watching. It's the most interesting thing is the war. Though you may say it's bad or good, somebody may say, but the whole point is they have to be interested in that. And that's how the whole, it's a news. When there's a war, it's a news. For the news, sometimes they have a war. To get the news, they need to show that these people are fighting. Not only that, that this war not only just is very attractive for people to see two people fighting, and somehow people take the sides of those who will fight and they start fighting. Two people are fighting, and then to see the fight, people will come. You know what is happening? One person takes one person's side, other takes this person's side, and they also fight. They just were spectators. They're spectators. And later on an argument picks up. This person says, he's right. This person says, no, he's right. And they start fighting. And now after some time, people will come and other people come and say, no, in this war grows. So now, the subject is this. War for peace and peace for war. What is the subject all about? The first point is war for peace. Why wars are fought? The wars are fought with the purpose of peace. And that's actually called war. When you fight a war for peace. Why? Because those who are on the side of the evil, they create a havoc in the society. So if you don't fight a wage of war with those people, there will be chaos. There will be chaos in the entire society. People will be suffering. And that is the reason you had to fight a war against the evil so that peace is achieved. So, war is a requirement for peace. Without war, there cannot be peace. Like, it's evident in the past 1 month, because of the war India waged on Pakistan, there is, what is there now? There is peace. Not even one terrorist has entered cross the border. Why? Why there is peace for the past 1 month? It's because there was a war. Without war, there cannot be any peace. So the objective of the war is peace. If you don't fight a war, there can be no peace. So don't hate war. It is a necessity, a necessary thing. So now, if war is for peace, and what you are supposed to do when you are peaceful? Prepare for war, because the evil is so dangerous that it can erupt any time. That is why, even when you are peaceful, constantly meditate on war. Prepare for peace. And that is the reason peace is given to you. That is what you are supposed to do. You should be always preparing. Yes, war will come anytime. I should prepare for it. I should upgrade myself, my skills, my equipment, my technology. I want to upgrade in all phases, in all dimensions, so that I can wage a war anytime. So don't be peaceful, even when there is peace. Prepare for war. So now you may say, Prabhuji, what are you talking? You're talking as if you're a military commander and we're all soldiers. But you're a sadhu, you have shaved head, you're a monk. And these kind of words, is it very beneficial for all of us? Is it good for you to speak like this? Yes. Because to protect good, protect dharma, always there should be war. You see, Krishna, what does he have? He has chakra. You see Durga Devi, what she has? All the instruments, all the weapons she has. So these weapons are the natural things which the good people have. Who should have the weapons? The good people should have the weapons. If they don't have the weapons, then naturally evil will come and destroy. And there will be big chaos in the entire world. So good people should be trained for war. Now, application unto one's own self. You look yourself in the mirror and then try to tell the mirror who is there in the mirror, yourself. Discuss with the image in the mirror, the reflection in the mirror, and just try to decide, are you good or are you bad? You tell the mirror, hey, you are a bad person. Then after some time, no, I have some good qualities also. The mirror immediately says, no, you have some good qualities too. So there is a constant war which is going on between good and bad within your heart. There's a constant war going on. And who will become victorious? Just being good will not make you victorious. You have to make the good powerful to become victorious. How do you make this good powerful? When you equip the good with all the strength, so that the good can wage a war on the evil which is happening in your heart. So there is a war which is happening in your heart. If you don't wage a war, the bad, the evil will take over and destroy your life. So to protect your life, you have to fight. So one side of the mind, one side of the heart says, just go and then enjoy this world and do all kinds of these activities, but that is dangerous. Another side of the mind says, no, it should not be done, it should not be done. Now, in this constant tug of war between good and evil, what is happening? Who generally becomes victorious? The evil becomes victorious, and that leads to dangers. That leads to death, destruction. So that is the reason you have to wage a war, and to wage a war, the good side has to be powerful. How can you make the good side powerful? When you make the good side strong. How will you make the good side strong? It is very simple. When you associate with good people. Simple. Like you are there in your house, one phone call comes, and then says, what are you doing? He says, oh, exams are coming now, so I am studying. The person says, what studying? Any exams are far away now. We can do it one next week onwards. आज चलो आज मजा करते हैं. Let's go to a movie. And he says, yeah, that's true. One side saying, no, you must study. Other side, he's saying what? Why? Because you are influenced by that person. On the other side, one more phone call comes, and then he says, hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'm thinking of going to do. We don't know. Exams are coming. You need to study. I'm not down. I'm in great tension. I was thinking of coming to your place so that we can study. Oh, it's very true. What you're saying is true. So now, what is your strength? Which part or which side, evil and good, which will become strong depending on your association. Depending on your association. Now, even in the scenario of war, who becomes victorious? Who does sandhi? Isn't it? If you are backing up America and big countries, then you become strong. Another country which has its own strength. Its strength is what? Not its own army. It is the international alliances. That is actually going to make you strong, isn't it? When you have alliances, that is what makes you strong. When in the Second World War, Germany was very powerful and it was attacking practically the entire world. So the alliance, when did they become strong? When they had allies. Practically Britain was beaten black and blue. It was completely destroyed, bombed. Germany bombed UK like anything. But it was when America entered into the war. That is how the allies became very strong. So when there is an alliance, then the country's strength becomes stronger. It increases. The same way, when you are alliance with the good, then the good within becomes you strong. When you are alliance with the bad, your bad within you becomes strong. So that the first step to be victorious in the war. Victorious in the war against evil. What is that first step? Association. If you are good people, you are associating with good people, you are alliance with good people, then what happens? You will have enough ammunition, enough encouragement at all levels, not only just in the war front, but in the political front, diplomatic strength, in all strength, in the supply chain, everywhere you will have strength. Now, if you have alliance with what? Bad people, then the good in you will be destroyed, and ultimately the bad, evil becomes victorious, and your life will be totally shattered, completely destroyed. So for that, what we are supposed to do? First thing is alliance. Have alliance with good people, devotees. When you are associated with devotees, who are naturally good because they are devotees, they are chanting names of Krishna, they are associating with devotees. You have friends, devotees as your friends. Then the devotion, the good in aspect in you, that becomes strong, and it conquers the evil within your heart. Now you have conquered the evil. Chalo. Now you conquered the evil. Can you be peaceful? No. You cannot be peaceful because in peace you have to what? In peace you prepare for war. Like when you are giving your examinations, it is like a warlike situation. Why are you giving your examinations? So that the examinations are over and you become victorious in the examination and you become peaceful. Now, Chutti, now 3 months holidays. Now next exams are only in April or May. Now I am free. Then what happens if you don't prepare during the time for the next examination? You will fail the examination. So the whole period of 1 year of peace is given to you for what? To prepare for the war called examination. And why the examination is there? During the examination you prepare for what? So that you can pass, you can be victorious and have peace. And why the peace is given to you? Yes. That is what it is. We are actually fighting a war against Maya. And how will you fight a war against Maya? You will fight a war against Maya. You can only do that when you get the strength. What is strength? Alliance is the strength. Of course, you are to be strong. At the same time, what makes you really strong is alliance. Just imagine, if there is no support of China to Pakistan, do you think that Pakistan would have sent drones? Never would have done that. Why it was jumping? Because now, when India waged a war and then put missiles and destroyed the air bases, everything, then China need to do the alliance. Internet was there, but excellent. No. We don't. You have to fight your own because their defense equipment were completely destroyed. So then what happened? No, don't fight. We want ceasefire. Why it happened? Because it lost alliance. So what is that alliance we should have? Alliance should be with the devotees. So when you are associated with devotees, naturally you are going to be victorious. Maya is going to call you and tell, please, Spare me. Give some place. Say, no place for you. You get lost. Then you are very peaceful. Associated devotees, chanting, everything is going on wonderfully. But the Upanishad say, Kshurasya dhana nita nrittaya durgam patas kavayo vadanti. Don't relax in peace. Though you are associating with devotees, though you are reading books, though you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and everything is so wonderful, but still, because life is like walking on the razor's edge. You have a knife or razor and you're walking on it. Little bit here and there, some small mistake, gone, will be cut. Blood will ooze out. So be careful. That is why Uddishta, Jagrata, Prapyavaram Vivata, like a soldier, is Uddishta. He stands up, wakes up. Jagrata is always very attentive. Jagrata means he is very attentive. In the same way, you should be very attentive. Because Maya can attack from any side, anywhere. So for that, you should be very, very conscious, very attentive. If you are not attentive, as a soldier, you should be very attentive. I was just inquiring from one of the soldiers. I was in Hyderabad. His relative is a soldier. He's there in Kashmir. So it was his brother. So he was talking to his brother. I was there with his one devotee, his brother. Then I just asked him, so now the war is over, what's happening? Then he told, we are on all high alert. And he told the definition of high alert has changed now. Earlier, what was just alert is now, what was high alert is now alert. Now it is super high alert. We know that the snake has been hit hard. And a snake can bite back again, it can come back again and hit us. So he told that we are extra vigilant. We are more equipped. We have more support. Now everything is calm. But everything is calm, there is a storm developing. These are the words used. When everything is calm, that means what? There is a storm developing. So you should be prepared for the storm. And after the storm there is a calm. When things are calm, what you should understand? Storm is developing. When the storm comes, after the storm, what is there? Calm. I don't know how many of you have seen a storm. Have you seen after the storm there is a calm? A small kid, just 4-year-old. There's a huge storm, there's a cyclone. You can see the papers. 1997, there was a huge storm in the coastal Andhra region. It's a huge storm. Exactly the day after Srila Prabhupada left this planet. The day Srila Prabhupada left, the 14th November 1977, Srila Prabhupada left the planet. And Srila Prabhupada left the planet, there is a huge chaos around the planet. Nobody knows this thing. You should go and see the newspapers around the world. 1977, 14th of November. Huge storm in coastal Andhra. Everywhere around the world, there is a chaos. So many natural disasters happen because when pure devotee, he left the planet. He left the planet. Then the collective karma of the entire world came like a big war, big storm. So at that time, what happened? I was seeing the whole city was in a chaotic condition. The wind was blowing. In our house, there's only one room which was safe. The doors and windows were shattered. And whole night, not sleep because the sound was coming like anything. Then next day morning, it was calm. I went up the terrace and saw the whole town is completely wiped out. All the trees have fallen down. And in front of our house, there's another house with only first floor. There was a buffalo, huge buffalo, dead on top of the terrace. How did it become a terrace? The wind was so powerful, it lifted the buffalo. And just imagine, trees were falling down, but there was a calm everywhere. There was a calm everywhere. Who could sustain the storm? Who could identify a storm developing under the calm? They sustain. They sustain. All of them go to, they have nothing, no problem, very peaceful. Then they are all dead. So, the war is like that. When there is calm, what is developing? See the war behind the calm. And then prepare for that war. And that war comes, prepare for calm. Prepare for. So, just everything is fine. Can't show. What do you say? Huh? And if you do that, then you will lose the war. Then maja is the problem. Kaise kya? Oh, maja aaya. When your enemy comes and kills you, then maja comes. So prepare for the enemy. Give up this maja, so-called maja. There is no maja in maja. If at all there is any maja, it is only when you wage a war. Consider that war as maja. And prepare for that war. So when there is peace, don't do maja. When there is peace, what do you do?
Prepare for war.
Prepare. Work hard. Be more intense in chanting. Be more intense in society. Be more intense in study of scriptures. When the storm comes, when the war comes, then you take the maja of killing Maya, destroying Maya. So while in peace, prepare for
War.
And while in war, prepare for.
Peace.
So when everything is peaceful, everything is nice, don't enjoy. If at all there is an enjoyment, that enjoyment is fighting your war with Maya. When you conquer it, then you get satisfaction. You don't leave the satisfaction there itself. Again become serious. You become satisfied by conquering Maya and then become very serious while after you have conquered Maya. And that's how our life should be. To give you a very simple example, while in exam, prepare for peace. That is, when you get peaceful only when you get good marks. Isn't it? While in exam, prepare for peace. That means you get good marks, you become victorious. And while in peace, prepare for
Exam.
the same way. While everything is fine, your health is good, and your mind is peaceful, when you have money, when you have everybody good friends, that is a time. You should be serious, be working for conquering Maya by chanting, by serving, by studying scriptures. All the good things God has given us, Krishna has given us, so that you can prepare for a war against Maya. When the attack comes, when so many miseries come, disturbances come, that is the time you use all your strength, all your devotional strength to make it peaceful. And again, when you're peaceful, prepare, become serious. So, when you are peaceful, that is the time the most struggle has to be done. Struggle should be time when you are peaceful. When everything is fine, that is the time you should struggle. That is called tapasya. So, alliance makes you strong. And after alliance, what do you do? You have to practice the devotional principles of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Somebody told me, when you chant Hare Krishna Mantra, why you keep like this finger? I told, this is the gun. And this is the inside the bullet something. This is a cartridge. Japala is a cartridge. And Hare Krishna Mantra is the bullet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. So you shooting Maya everywhere. Same time, this special gun, this has got one nozzle pointing outside, three pointing inside. So bullet will come on all the four. One goes outside, shooting others, shooting Maya, which is outside. And Maya is there, inside also. And you shoot that also. And you sincerely chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the association of devotees, then you can conquer Maya. And then become peaceful to struggle for the next war. This can happen every hour, every alternate hour, every alternate day. So this is called war for peace. Peace for war. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for this beautiful session. Anybody has any doubts, they can raise their hands and we will, get the mic there. So anybody has doubts?
Any questions? So all questions solved. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji. So I was having one question. Recently I have seen that there is a war between technology and humans. It is because of related to AI. AI has captured all the things, and in the next few years there will be very much war between humans and technology. So how we should tackle this type of war? And as you told that when there is a war, we should prepare for the peace, and when there is peace, we should assume that war should be coming forward. So we should prepare for that war. But we haven't prepared for this type of war, and it has been suddenly come to us. So how we should prepare it so that we can be saved, and how should we fight this?
Which war?
This war with the technology.
War with technology.
Yes.
Very good question. Diamond cuts diamond. Poison destroys poison. Thorn removes a thorn. Technology destroys technology. So now the technology has been used by whom? Maya. Now you use technology for Krishna. And when it was 1995 or something like that, I was still working, I had not joined Iskcon. I went to my hometown and my brother was getting some admission into some college and he had some time. At that time, there was one very famous computer institute called Aptech. I don't know if it's still there or not. I don't know if it is. So at that time, very famous. They used to teach some computer or something, some courses they had started. But I have no idea. So there, they had a magazine. I went to that institute to get that member admitted. In that, one person comes to the Aptech receptionist. What is the latest technology in computers? And at that time, there was no AI in that time. So that lady says, ask the Hare Krishnas.
Ask the
ask the Hare Krishnas. Sometimes it was there in the board, I saw that. It was 1995 I'm talking about. So even at that time, we used the best technology. During Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, it was 1930s, 20s, 30s. He had the most advanced printing press in his Gaudiya Math in Mayapur. Most advanced printing press, which he called it as Brihad Madan. When Srila Prabhupada wanted to print these atom bombs, time bombs, what is time bombs? Books. Especially the Krishna book. He went to Japan and stayed there for 15 days to get the printing done in Japan, not even in America, because the Japanese printing is the best. Where he knew the technology of printing is best in Japan. So, what are you supposed to do? Whatever the Acharya did, he used the technology for Krishna. I see. I went to farm community. There was one village lady who is preaching. She is preaching to more than 50,000 people, and she doesn't know a sentence of English. And it's all through internet, WhatsApp, or Zoom, Instagram. She knows more than many of the IT professionals. Krishna is giving her knowledge. Typical village lady, every typical village lady. Just her son purchased the mobile and 50,000 people is using, because all the knowledge comes from Krishna. So even technology is not evil, provided you use it for divine. Nothing in this world is evil. It all depends on the purpose for which you use it. So we stop here. Hare Krishna.
One more question, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Maharajji.
So time.
Thank you.
Okay. We allow time. What? The guests are waiting. So yeah. Okay, we'll take one question. Chalo.
Yeah.
One.
Prabhuji, what is wrong in investment in stock market?
There is nothing wrong as long as you give profits to Iskcon temple. There is nothing wrong in stock market. The whole money belongs to Krishna only. Yeah, we invest, get money and give it to you. We build temples. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for the question answers also.